ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Please repeat. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We will chant from 9th verse. Please repeat. Andham tamah pravishanti ye vidyamupasate tato bhuya iva te tamaha ya o vidyaya gamrataha. We'll chant the 10th verse. Anyadevahurvidyaya Anyadahuravidyaya iti shushrumadhiranam yenastadvichachakshire vidyam cha yastad vedo bhayagam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyayamritamashnuते vidyayamritamashnuते. We were seeing that from 9th verse to 18th verse, the topic of karma is there. And in this topic of action, the Upanishad is saying that in 9th, 10th and 11th verse, Upanishad is saying, here avidya means karma, action, and vidya means upasana. One who do only the action, they go to darkness. And one who do only upasana, they go to more darkness. So as I had explained yesterday, only the action has lot of faults in it. action has a fault that it increases doership. Action has a fault that it can make a person worried. If you take any project, with that there will be projection also. There will be worry also whether this will be done or not. Action has a capacity to keep you tense while acting also. Action has a capacity to make you very competitive and jealous of anybody also. So, any action has lot of side effects also. Even if you do the action very well, but these things are difficult to avoid. And therefore Upanishad says that don't do the action alone. Here the emphasis is on the combination of the action and the upasana. Similarly, if anybody does the upasana alone, then he is missing to serve someone who is in front of him. So it is possible the person may be doing some upasana sitting at one place, but he may be still having the defects of the mind. I have seen lot of people who do upasana, but they are very angry and very ahankari people. So when I was a small child, I used to see how can they do like that? How is it possible that a person is doing upasana and still he has lot of anger in him? But it is possible because one aspect of a personality is unattended to. And because of that, he may be still somewhere very raw. When we go out in the world gives us silent signal that this is your weakness. World gives us the signal that you are not strong here. Because when we live with people, we live with lot of kind of imperfection and perfection. Your weaknesses will be seen, your strong points will be seen. And therefore world, Swami Vivekananda used to say, it's a very good gymnasium where you have come to make yourself strong. And therefore upasana and karma both are advocated here. Only karma is not said, because without that a person can become ahankari, and only upasana is not said because one aspect of his personality is unattended. World cleans and polishes and chisels a person. It points out, if you live with somebody or any system or a family, so slowly family people know where you are weak and where you are not weak also. And that will be indicated to you directly and indirectly also. It's not that people will tolerate my weaknesses for a long time. ऐसा भगवान ने बनाया है. And if you are very good in something, then the same world will, they will become apple of all eyes. This is the law. A lazy person will be told you are lazy. He will be told, see, you are not doing anything on time. You procrastinate everything. If you go to the studies, he will not score high. If you go for a married life, they will say that, this boy or this girl, this boy is not working. He is not working properly. This boy, some wife said, my husband doesn't go for work at all. How to have respect for him? ऐसा भी सुना. or this wife doesn't cook properly, whatever is there. Then what she does? Well, she does some upasana or puja. And therefore Upanishad is giving a good warning bell that please try to combine both of them. If you don't combine both of them, you will be in some kind of imperfection. And sometime who does puja and jap and he is angry person, then some says they give bad name to puja also. Supposing in the ashram and you do something wrong, then ashram gets a bad name unnecessarily. While living in the ashram, they do like that. They get unnecessarily the bad name. So here Upanishad is saying, combine the both. Beautiful shlok is there, mantra. What will happen? When you do the action, you bring the bhav of the Lord. So what is your upasana place? It is a bhav making center. If you have done Krishna jap, Ram jap, you have bhav for Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. You sit for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, no problem. But the application of that bhav will be on the outside world now. I have the thought of Lord Ram, lot of thought of Lord Ram is there in me. Lord Shiva is there. I met you. It is easier for me to think, now I am serving the Lord in this form, or he is also one person of the Lord. And if I am doing the action, it is easier for me after upasana that I am doing for the Lord, and let him be pleased. Without that, it is difficult. And therefore, in this mantra, Anyad ahur vid avidya, see the 10th mantra, Anyad means different fruit is there. If anybody is doing very good actions, he can go to Pitralok. And if he is doing a lot of upasana, he can go to Devlok maybe. The fruits are different. But here the Upanishad wants that combine it. Well, what will happen by combination? Vidyamcha yastad vedo ubhayagam sah. Ved means one who does upasana, one who combines these two things. Combines. So avidya mrityum tirtva, very important is there. He crosses death. Avidya means action. Don't forget. This is the typical thing of which Ishavas. Word is something, meaning you have to find it out. So here avidya means action, vidya means upasana. Okay, some of you got it. So here one who combines both. A person who does upasana, there should be fragrance in his personality, there should be sweetness in his personality. He can take the shock much more. In his acting, or when he acts, there is more bhav of surrender. He has more acceptability. From a person, you can find it out what he has done. So if this is the case, he can be more beautiful personality because he has lot of God in him. Like you said, a lot of money. If you see somebody's house from outside, car, you can make it out. A lot of money is there, I think. Very rich person appears. Similarly, the person who does upasana, he has lot of God in him. Lot of thought of God he has entertained. And when he has lot of God in him, then he can give me also. He can also share the sweetness that he has. He can share the love that he has. He can share the godliness that he has. How? Through the vehicle of action. Gandhiji, you won't believe, after having such a hectic schedule, every morning and evening he never missed his prayer time. I went to a place called Kaushambi near Nainital in India. There I stayed in his ashram. So evening time, morning time was only fixed for prayer. You know his favorite Raghupati Raghav, Raja Ram and all these. So that those bhajans. So you can see that this person has a fragrance. Upasana does not mean that anybody feels neglected because of. And therefore one word is used here, avidya mrityum tirtva. By the action he crosses death. A very beautiful commentary is written, Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji. He writes, very beautiful lines are there. He writes, mrityum. Mrityum means what? He says, mrityum means swabhavikam karma. Instinctive actions. So, avidya mrityum tirtva means, swabhavikam karma jnancha. When you work along with the tendency to serve the Lord, you slowly get out of your instinctive habits. I get up whenever I want, I sleep whenever I want, I eat whenever I want, I talk whenever I want. So this type of raw, unrefined life, this is what happens in the ashram. This unrefined and raw kind of action and lifestyle, they are being chiseled. Okay, that any time I put on the TV, any time I start watching TV, any time I wake up, any time I go to sleep, any time I talk anything. So when you are having a higher goal, then everything is, there is to be calculated and said, this is not right here, this is right here. So by this surrendered action, when you are working for somebody higher and something higher, then a lot of care is required that I don't do something wrong in working for the higher. I am not supposed to do anything wrong. When we became brahmacharis, so it so happened. So we all went for some camp or something. Just now we began, like they take yellow clothes. So around 20-30 brahmacharis were there. And on the way, there was a divider, road divider. So one of the brahmacharis started crossing the road divider, jumping over it. So one senior person was among the brahmachari. He said, see, you should be careful now. You should not jump like that. It doesn't look good. You take a proper U. Well, a long turn is you have to walk a lot. Well, walk a lot and come back. This raw reactions that we give, raw speeches is there, unrefined, unpolished, uncultured. This is mentioned by Bhashyakar here as Swabhavikam Karma Jnanam Cha. Anything I think, anywhere I go, जो मन में आया बोल दिया. Swabhavikam Karma Jnana Cha. Why? Because I am thinking of something bigger where I am to serve now. There is nothing called my personal ways and personal styles they are not very active now. Okay. So fixed time is there, you have to get up at this time, you have to get up at this time. You have to sleep at this time. You cannot say like that, you cannot talk like that. You cannot express like that, you cannot eat like that. If Gurudev saw us, and supposing, anybody of us, I'm not talking about you, but any brahmachari who has there, he was slouching against the wall, he used to get upset on that also. Just no slouching. Each and every action was there. Once I wrote a letter to Gurudev, and first line he wrote, your undated letter was received. Imagine that what he expected from me. Once somebody was there, he envelope, earlier mail was not there, it was in late 80s and early 90s. So, Gurudev had to put lot of effort to cut that envelope. And the envelope and the letter was stuck together. Sometimes it happened. So he had put lot of glue, that means. Only limited glue was required. So Gurudev wrote back, opening your letter was more difficult than caesarean operation. Be careful while using the glue. Everywhere you won't believe he was so particular. We had to put the stamp also. A stamp. And a stamp, if it was not put properly as per the edge, stamp is hanging like this. So he used to point out that why you have tilted a stamp when the stamp should be on the one corner in a proper manner. Why that stamp was hanging here and there. So when we live for higher, when we do for higher, the attempt should be how much I can polish my action with good bhav also, how much I can be right in my thinking, right in my acting. It is called swabhavikam karma jnanam cha. What it does? When you do the good action along with the bhav that it is for the same Lord who I had worshipped. So worshipping the Lord in the temple and talking to you is not two things for a seeker. As careful he is in puja, I hope he is. As clean he is in puja, as alert he is in puja, similarly he has to be alert there also, because the same Lord I am pleasing here also. And vidya amritam ashnute. So through the rawness of a person is there. क्या क्या होता है. Various kinds of, because we have come from various births and various samskaras we have inside, various vasanas we have, various ways of living we have, thinking we have. We are carrying a big baggage behind us. And as per the baggage we interact today also. So when we bring upasana into action, then we become more softer, more careful, more vigilant, more quieter, more alert, more austere. And therefore such people, when they act, every action has some message. Their action has some message, some beauty is there. Selfishness goes away in the action. What is it called? The nature of thinking from my angle goes away. This is the fruit of adding the upasana in the action. And of course by upasana then what will happen? Of course upasana will definitely give the fruit of devotion and he will go to the Lord. So vidyamritam ashnute, he attains immortality. Immortality means he goes to Devlok. Achha, Lakshmanji, supposing he is serving Lord, do you think 14 years, one day Lakshmanji was late in getting up? Every day say he didn't sleep only. Or Lakshmanji ate and slept, and Ramji didn't get the fruit. Or Lakshmanji spoke loudly once. Or Lakshmanji replied back, reacted to something what Ramji. When you live with somebody, not everything you like. Lakshmanji's dhoti was tight and Ramji's dhoti was loose. If any artist makes both the dhotis, that is wrong. Because tight, he has to get up at any time. Not that he has to get up and then he started setting his dhoti that, and then it is delayed there. More you make your life selfless and for something, more you have to be alert about the action, more careful about the responses, more what I think, more what I say. And this is what makes a person asset. He cannot do like this. He cannot say like that. He cannot act in this manner. He cannot oversleep. He cannot overeat. He cannot be angry on this issue. His rules are firm. Then this person comes out to be a guide and lighthouse in the society. So action are very good. Now, but that action has now gained wings and wheels to go to the God. No ego is there. So good actions are there, it is purifying all. Yesterday you saw, Bharaji was so alert in the night also when he saw somebody passing, but he did not shot the arrow because was not sure. He took out the tip of the arrow and then he shot so that nobody can harm Ayodhya. Somebody said to Bharaji, why? He said, Sampati sab Raghupati karahi. I am only the guard, and guard's work is to protect. Slowly, slowly these things should happen in a seeker also. So we will see tomorrow.